crazy. That's crazy prioritization.
And you keep spinning it into something that is
not.
Like,
you're
acting like Gideon's being dishonest. He's not. He's being very fucking
direct. I literally spin it into what you just said. I didn't spin it. It's how you said it. Yes, that is how I see it.
Yeah, but you're acting like Gideon is somehow deceiving, and he's not.
No, he was not deceiving. He just said it, and he thought it was like really chill, and I thought about it. It wasn't that chill. It was actually kind of weird because you're putting Froggy Fresh above the kids with cancer. And that's just strange.
Oh, yeah, dude, the kid with chemo is going to be like, this is Gideon's money. I don't know if I want this chemo.
No, he doesn't get it. The kid doesn't get it. The kid gets the mysterious person's money instead. He doesn't get
the mysterious person.
Gideon's not giving that money.
Dude, Gideon can still give the 100K if he was reinstated. Your 100K doesn't counteract his.
That was a
tweet. You still left 100K at the door.
This is so simple, Harley. Just cancel your fight right now.
There's $200,000. $100,000 is not going to be given away. It's just like one doesn't cancel each other out, I guess.
Harley, based on your logic, cancel your fight right now with the WWE star, right? And then just tell your fans to not buy tickets and that there's no fight and just donate the money to charity. See what happens.
What money am I donating to charity? What are you saying?
No, you tell your fans that are going to buy your fight to see your fight to not buy the fight and just send the money to charity.
Yeah, why do they need a fight in the first place when they can just send their 15, 50, whatever it is?
They want the show. They want
it. Yeah, so do we. That's what Gideon wants.
So does Gideon. So does Gideon. That's my point.
And if done properly, the legacy that it leaves behind can fundraise every single year.
Oh, so everybody's fucking ego. It's running a beautiful event where all the fucking YouTube aristocracy can walk around and have a nice sip of drink. Yeah, okay. I mean, like,
why is it okay? Why is it okay for your fans to spend money on a boxing event that will go to charity, but fucking Gideon can't spend $100K on a boxing event that's going to go to charity? What's the difference?
You made that up. That was a tweet. That's not happening. It's not happening.
If he gets put back in the card, he is.
That's a scenario.
I mean, that'll look really shitty for Gideon, though. It's like if he backs out after Froggy's brought in and he can't give 100, even though we know Gideon has 100 to spare.
Listen, I would have. I wonder if he would have done it. I have no idea. But I would have called him on it. But then again, I don't run events like this. I don't think I'm the ideal person to run events like this. What, am I going to run an event and then fucking yelling on Twitter like a wrestler or random people in my mentions? Doesn't fly.
Harley, I worked at a non-profit charity organization for like 5 years, right? And the people that were, I guess you could say, running it, because everything needs someone to be in charge, right? Everything needs someone to be the head organizer with people under them, right? But the thing is, the difference is that when it's for a charity, right, it's not necessarily that boss-employee type relationship, right? Like, we'd get into disagreements. People would argue all the time and trying to work on shit, right? But it wasn't just like, oh, you're fucking fired. Because at the end of the day, everybody had the same goal. And the same goal was to push the charity forward and make money and help people, right? So the whole point of this is these items, they need to put their fucking own personal, whatever problems they have beside, and just understand that they need to just work together, work with Froggy.
That's a good point, because you said corporation, Harley, when it really is just like a 501c charity. Like, it really shouldn't be treated like a board of executives, really.
You have a lot of elements here. There are a lot of elements at play. Even something as simple as the arena that it is at is a whole other party that is involved in the whole event. So I don't know the inner workings. Even though Keem said it, I don't know Creator Clash. So there are a lot of elements to this that involve lots of people. So I was just saying, it's not an iDubbbz video where he gets to make a call, upload a thing, and do a thing. That's not how it is.
I'm just, I'm really like happy that we got this new information that a random person donated $100K into Froggy Fresh's charities, because when Creator Clash made that statement, they made it seem like iDubbbz and Anissa took $100K and put it in his charities.
Okay.
And that's not the case. That didn't happen, really.
Let's try, pal.
That's actually crazy. So if the person didn't just come, that random one singular person didn't come and donate it, that charity would have just not gotten shit?
That's what Harley said, basically.
So basically, they were willing to risk that entire charity's financial come up from an OnlyFans joke. That's actually fucking.
Are you like talking about an alternate dimension that doesn't exist? Because I don't know if you heard, they donated the money. So the entire scenario
they didn't donate the money. They did not donate the money.
No, didn't exist. This is how I know you guys just want to be mad and make content, and that's why you only get me. By the way, that's why you don't.
They didn't donate the money. It was one singular person. You said so.
The real up and coming popping YouTubers coming in here and getting all crazy because I'm sure they don't want to messy their mentions, but I don't mind. And then I sit here and I listen to you guys just be dense on purpose. Yeah, that hypothetical scenario you just painted doesn't exist. We don't even need to talk about it. That's not what happened. There was no fix, there was nothing. You want to be mad about something that didn't happen?
Harley, that was the reality until that singular person came forward and did it.
How do you know that it didn't happen simultaneously? And why do you keep saying singular?
Because you said singular. You said it was a singular person. You literally said that.
I didn't say singular.
You said one person, bro.
Dude, you know Harley is getting text messages from Anissa and
Promise. Swear to God, I'm not. Lie. Swear to God, I'm not. Promise you. I'll be honest with you guys.
Nick, you've been listening to this whole thing. What do you think about this, Nick? One person donated to Froggy Fresh. I thought it was Creator Clash. I think
it was probably Pokemon. It was to get back at Gideon. That's what it was.
Pokemon, interesting.
I mean, she has the money.
Hold on. Stardust stole my NFT, and she's in this fucking space. Kick her out.
Well, why don't we get her up here and you can confront her?
Bro, that's my NFT, dude. I purchased this.
Harley, I wish you the best of luck on Creator Clash.
Thank you so much.
I will personally be watching it and supporting it.
You're a great guy for that.
But I'm very obviously upset at them. I think they made a horrible call. I'm going to criticize them. But from the very beginning, I've said that I support all influencer boxing. I love this shit. Like, I love this space, and I want the best, and I want this, space to grow. Me having issues with some of the shit that they're doing doesn't mean that I'm jealous and I'm a competitor and all these other weird things that you've tried to spin.
And me agreeing with them is not reflective of the fact that I'm on the card. You know, I just sometimes point out that you clearly have a bias. I clearly have a bias.
But if you weren't on the card, you would agree with us.
If I weren't on the card, I would be honestly listening to all this and watching all of the videos, and I wouldn't have said a single tweet, and I would have a million different takes. But because I'm in the space, I like to imagine if I were Ian, if I were Froggy, if I were Sam, if I were you, if I were an audience member, I like to role play through all of it, because I do find the space very fascinating.
Ooh, I find that fascinating. If you were Sam Hyde, what would you do now? What would your next move be?
He's going to his script.
I reached into my bag and I pulled out an onion ring. Actually,
yo, do you know the press secretary for Joe Biden? Like, when anyone asks that woman a question, she has to dig through her folder and like goes through all the papers to try to get the answer. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah,
but
that was not it though. But I could imagine how it did sound like that.
What do you think Sam should do next? Is the question. Okay, interesting pause.
There hasn't been a creator. Oh no, sorry, no, my alarm went off on my phone and it took me out of this. There's never been a creator that I really like hopped on a trip to go see for an extended period of time to film something. I do recognize the man is he's like he's an enigma. He's no one makes.
Well, news came out today that he's planning on showing up to Creator Clash in drag.
You know how I told you I like to make up shit and I like to I find it all fascinating and I'm like, what would it be like this? What would it be like that? So, this is so weird. This is crazy because I shouldn't. We'll talk after. I shouldn't talk.
No, say it.
Come on, Harley. It's only 1,400 of your closest friends.
Give me 0.1% of Happy Punch. 0.01% of Happy Punch, and I'll tell you.
Why would you want a percentage of this company that's like worthless?
I know. So what?
According to you.
So 0.01, and I'll tell you. I promise.
Yeah, no.
No?
You
You won't give me 0.01%. 0.001% of happy punch.
Harley,
if it's as big as you
Harley,
say, then
this
that's going to be worth millions. So can I have 0.001%?
Harley, this is what happens when I do business, right? You know, I'll offer someone a great deal where they're getting a better deal than me, and if they don't do the deal, then I never do business with them ever again. So that's why me and you have had a falling out. Is because
What?
like I'll never do
Falling
business
out?
with you again. Well, not a falling out, but like I'll never do business-wise. We've had a falling out. Like I will never do business.
To everyone listening, by the way, that is the number one red flag. If someone wants to force you to sign a contract on the spot, it is an absolute red flag. If they truly care to do good business with you, they'll take the time. Not only that, no one should ever get personally offended if you value yourself as more and you ask for more. If they get offended, they're not an ideal person to work with.
Hold on. I was not personally offended,
I'm just giving
right?
advice. It has nothing to do with you, actually. It was just random.
There's two people, right? There's two people. There's me, and then there's business me. Business me is offended and understands, like, you're never going to do business with that person,
so guys,
right?
if you ever do business with a business version of someone, just consider that business version gets a business red flag. No one should ever put you up against the wall to sign a contract. They shouldn't force it. What you did with Kavos in here, even trying to get a verbal agreement, was weird. I would have instantly.
No, that's like typical internet shit. What are you talking about? I always try to get these
you're trying to push a
happening.
verbal agreement, and instantly I would have found that to be weird and a red flag, and I did.
Harley, it's called fucking promotion. Yes, he's using peer pressure as a tactic to get the fucking fight going.
Yeah, but there's certain things.
It's called a grudge match, dumb fuck. That's how these fights are promoted.
I get it. But the thing is, that's not how it works. He's trying to get a verbal agreement.
Dude, you're really trying to push this that I'm like some snake.
I was trying to red wine and talk about how much the wrestler is going to beat the shit out of you.
It was a red
Is that how you prep your fights?
No, Harley, this is literally like the fourth time that you've tried to label me as like some sneaky salesman.
That's a red flag behavior. You tried to say it like to sound like a bossed up businessman type, and I'm just saying to anyone listening, that type of person who will put a contract and be like, take this or I'll never do business with you again is not a good person.
I didn't say that to you. I didn't say that to you.
No, I just found out now actually that you'll never do business with me again because I didn't like the deal. I'm just telling you, if I try to do business with someone and they're being unreasonable, I'll never do business with them again.
You're giving meta commentary on what a scammer Keemstar is. That's why he doesn't want to do business with you. It's not because you didn't like say yes on the spot or anything.
What? What'd you say?
I said you're giving meta commentary about how he's scamming everybody in the call. That's why he doesn't want to do business with you.
Is that true, Keem? Because that's different from what you said.
I mean, it's
different, but
it is
like
different.
That he's just agreeing against.
It is different from what I said, but I like Nick's version too because that should go.
Hey man, whatever version suits the moment at that time, commit to that version. Which one do you commit to?
At the end of the day,
make a choice right now. Which one do you commit to? Is it what Nick said?
I've been in situations multiple times where in business the other person's being like so unreasonable and they're trying to hustle me, and that leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and I just won't do business with them. You tried to hustle me.
Absolutely
not. You tried to get such a large amount of money that you're totally not worth.
I asked for $250K,
and you're not worth even 25% of that, and I got you way more than that.
Right, so you got me $150K, and I said, and I had told you that $250K was appropriate. You opened up the offer by offering me something that I actually, if I were you, I would have been offended and never done business with you again, but I do understand how negotiations work. Secondly, as someone who's offered deals to other people, I would never burn a bridge because of my ego over it. You're offended?
I didn't burn a bridge.
You're offended?
Business. We're talking about business, not personal.
Okay, so why
you just called me the other night
that I value myself more than you do.
The business side is taking it personal.
Okay, why is the business side taking it personal?
Me and you just talked on the phone for over an hour the other night.
And I liked catching up with you, but why would business you be offended personally?
Because if anyone tries to hustle business, business me doesn't work with that.
That's hustling. You told me that the money
let's...
comes from Misfits. You said it was coming from KSI's team. You were acting like, I just got off the phone with the guys. They said they can do max 250. That's what you said. You said they said like they could do max 150. So I realized at that point my middleman was Keemstar, and I said to you, okay, interesting. Can I talk to them myself? Can I have my representation do it? And then you stopped responding, and that was the answer right there.
I don't remember. I don't remember any of that. Okay,
that's
now
fine.
Now I'm really unclear on if that's the truth or not.
You're acting like I made that up.
Well, I don't remember any of that.
Well,
I'm telling you, I do not remember any of that.
I said that I would like to speak to those people.
I don't remember
it was
that.
It was the last thing we spoke, and I was like, huh. I guess he wanted to middleman. I guess there was something in there for him. Maybe Misfits gives him a budget, and he's determining what's what, because that would be a major conflict of interest.
Listen, if you got that 150,
November is where they want you. I said, yeah. Can you put me in
Let me
contact?
finish.
And I
Let me finish.
Looped in, and
Please
you
let
said,
me finish.
yeah, we'll do. And
Please
I said,
let me
I
finish.
think my team
Please
might
let me
fare
finish what I'm
better
about
in
to
the
say.
conversation than yourself.
If you got that
That's why you got
$150,000 deal and you fought on Misfits, Keemstar would have made $0 on that deal.
But Happy Punch would be worth millions after. Millions, tens of millions.
Why?
I don't know. I'm trying to make logic to what it is that you're saying, why you would do it. But did you want me to reread the text where I asked for that and you didn't say it anymore?
Sure, because I don't remember it.
You said November is where they want you. You didn't even play it like it was you. You're like, it's them, these guys.
It is them.
I said,
I don't own Misfits.
Could you put me in contact with them because you don't represent me. And you just weren't doing it. And I thought there was a conflict of interest there. I thought perhaps you had a better thing going on with Misfits than you did with me. And it was beneficial for you to get a deal in their favor rather than in mine. So I didn't feel like I was talking to a good rep for me. And I just found out now you were acting like a rep to me, and here it is very clear I was making the deal with you. So it's like making a deal with your manager. It's interesting, which is why I said, can you put me in contact?
First of all,
said, yeah, we'll do it.
There's multiple. Again, you do this in every situation, Harley. Harley, you do this in every situation. You create some conspiracy theory, you put it out there, and then I have to debunk it and go back to reality. And then you add on another.
Why were you repping me? You're not my agent. You're not my manager.
Be quiet. All right. So I've helped Misfits set up these fights, right? Because they don't really understand the internet that well. So I've set up multiple fights for Misfits, helping them out. Now, the reason why you were, I came across like I was somewhat representing you is because we were talking a separate deal for you to join Happy Punch, where I would represent you in these negotiations. But at the time that we're talking, in that scenario, I'm just being middleman. Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, this is some nice silence
there for a second.
Did you hear what I said?
You might have to repeat the last part.
We were talking about two different things at the same time. One, a fight for you on Misfits, right?
Yeah.
And you joining Happy Punch. So if you felt like I was somewhat
So what was the $150K for?
Okay, so if you felt like I was somewhat representing you, is because if you joined Happy Punch, I would have. But we're working on two things at the same time.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have to clarify this a bit, because I don't think I understand the dynamic that I'm...
Was I trying to get you into Happy Punch as a fighter?